Are you grappling with a whopping $10,000 in debt? Fancy clearing it off in just 1 year? Well, you're in the right place. Picture this, you're about to embark on a challenge, a $10,000 challenge. It sounds daunting, doesn't it? But here's the trick, don't let the big number scare you. Instead, think of it as a series of smaller, manageable milestones. It's like eating an elephant. How would you do it? One bite at a time, of course. Remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, or in this case, a journey of $10,000 begins with your first dollar saved. Have you ever built a snowball or watched an avalanche? You're about to do that, but with your debt. The debt snowball method is like building a snowman. You start with a small snowball, your smallest debt, and roll it around until it's completely covered in snow, paid off. Then you move on to the next size up, repeating the process until you've got a full-blown snowman and all your debts are paid. The beauty of this method is its simplicity and the psychological wins of paying off smaller debts quickly. The downside, however, is that you might end up paying more in interest over time, especially if your larger debts also have higher interest rates. Now imagine the debt avalanche method as a majestic, albeit slightly terrifying avalanche. Instead of starting with the smallest debt, you tackle the highest interest debt first, regardless of its size. This method can save you more money in the long run, since you're minimizing the amount of interest you'll pay. The avalanche might seem intimidating at first, but remember, every avalanche starts with a single snowflake. The challenge here is that it may take longer to see progress, especially if your highest interest debt is also one of your largest. So which method is better? Well, that depends on your personality. If quick wins motivate you, then the snowball method might be your best bet. However, if you're a numbers person and want to save as much money as possible, then the avalanche method might be more your style. Whether you prefer the thrill of the avalanche or the steady roll of the snowball, remember, the goal is to get that debt down to zero. Now, let's talk about the secret sauce to expedite your debt repayment, tracking your spending, saving more, and earning more. The first step in this process is gaining an understanding of where your money is going. This can be as simple as jotting down your expenses in a notebook or as high-tech as using a budgeting app. The point is to know what you're spending money on so you can identify areas where you can cut back. Next, embrace the frugal lifestyle. This doesn't mean you have to live like a hermit and never have any fun. Rather, it's about making smart choices. Opt for a homemade coffee over that $5 latte, or choose a night in with a good book over an expensive night out. Every penny saved is a penny that can go towards paying off your debt. Finally, consider ways to increase your income. This could be asking for a raise at work, starting a side hustle, or even selling some of your unwanted items. The more money you bring in, the faster you can pay off your debt. Remember, every little bit helps. It might not seem like much, but saving an extra $20 a week adds up to over $1,000 a year. That's a significant chunk of change that can help you reach your goal of being debt-free. As the old saying goes, look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves, or in this case, the dollars. We're on the home stretch now. The final piece of advice, stay motivated and track your progress. Yes, I know, easier said than done, right? But hold that thought. You see, motivation is the fuel that keeps your debt repayment engine running. It's the spark that lights up your financial freedom journey. And how do you keep that spark alive? By tracking your progress, that's how. Consider this, every time you pay off a chunk of your debt, it's like you've scaled a little Everest. And there's no harm in celebrating these small victories. Maybe make a chart or a graph, get creative with it. Seeing that debt number go down can be invigorating, like a jolt of espresso for your determination. And when the going gets tough, remember why you started. Picture your life without the weight of debt. Imagine the possibilities. It's like envisioning a delicious roast dinner when you're halfway through cooking it. The smell isn't there yet, but you can almost taste it. Above all, keep in mind that staying motivated is not a one-time event. It's a constant process. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't do it once and expect a lifetime of fresh breath, do you? Same principle applies here. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, neither is a debt-free life, but with persistence and determination, you'll get there.